Hi, welcome back to the Chasing Tone podcast. I'm Geraldo Rivera, and we're going to open this bank vault. I'm Travis.
I'm Max.
I'm Jake.
That was my part. I'm after Max.
Let's try it again. I'm Geraldo Rivera, and I'm Travis.
I'm Max.
I'm Brian.
I'm here.
Dude, that's Jake Steffes.
We talk about Jake a lot on this podcast as the brains behind the brains.
Yeah, the brains behind the brains. Come on. But, yeah, I mean, let's introduce yourself. He's the resident engineer here at Wampler Pedals. Anything?
So basically, I'm like, here's what I want to do, Jake. Why does it work this way? And Jake explains it, and I glaze over, and then I'm like, so it's magic?
Yes. The magic smoke in every little part.
Yeah. My
That's
favorite. What'd you call them? Invisible numbers? Is that what you called them one time?
Imaginary numbers.
Imaginary numbers. Same. It's the same thing. But
it's a real thing.
It is a real thing. Imaginary numbers are a real thing.
Yeah, you signed my check with imaginary numbers.
That was good. Hey, remember when I crushed my boss's finger?
Oh, that was great. Thanks, Alex Clay.
Yeah, Alex Clay, come on, man. What are you using on the bottom of this pedal? You should see this. It was like space grade.
It was a big muff, a green big muff, right?
Yeah.
You should see this Velcro. It was like something I've never seen before. Literally, dude, it ripped up the Velcro off of my pedal train board, like the bottom part.
It's witchcraft.
So, like, I was literally like, and I was like, Brian, dude, help me.
Yeah,
and we were both like, both had our feet like planted in both our hands.
Like a 6-foot breaker bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we were like both tugging on this thing, and it broke loose and smashed my guitar playing finger.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm very strong.
Sure.
Somebody's calling me. See that number? I don't know. Everybody call it.
Oh wait, no, that's
No. No, I'm trying to buy a new vehicle, right? And all these car dealerships, I like messing with them. So like what I do is most of the time when they ask for your phone number, well, yeah, if we get one in stock, we'll call you. I used to give them bum phone numbers. But now I just give them my real phone number, and when they call, I just say, I got to go, my cat's on fire, or something like that, and then they never call back.
Sorry, I have to do anything else right now.
Yeah.
Wait till your boy's a little bit older. I used to let my boy talk to him on the phone. I'd be like, hold on a second. And he's extroverted, so he'd be like, hello? What's your name? What are you doing?
Why?
I like Power Rangers.
Why? Why?
You got to help me. There's blood everywhere.
If you heard that one. Oh, dude, was that a Bob and Tom one or something? Yeah. Okay, Bob and Tom's a syndicated talk show.
They're national,
it's not just local,
no,
right?
Yeah, they're national.
Okay.
USO Radio, all that good stuff.
All right. Well, we got some. Since we got Jake here, we're going to let you guys nerd out.
Yeah, so this is for everyone who's...
Hey, did you remember those pocket protectors?
I didn't.
Everyone that's hated on us, we finally are going to do an all-out nerd fest.
Yeah, so basically Max and I are just going to read questions.
Royal Rumble. And by we, it means you. I'm just going to look at my phone and read a book.
And read a book. Do you have your book?
Yeah, I do have my book.
Max brought a book with him.
I did bring a book.
He did bring a
something
book.
to my age appropriate.
It's a choose-your-own-adventure book. It's good.
Those are awesome. Hashtag Mad Libs. Right?
Exactly.
All right. Perhaps a noob question, and I'm sure you've discussed it before, but it's worth it to get, or is it worth it to get the Cadillac of cables? Gold-plated, hand-soldered by Yahweh, dipped in a cauldron of LSD, Jack Daniels, and Jimi Hendrix pre-DNA, pre-mortem preferably. Does it really matter? Will anyone in the audience notice, or is it just cool sounding to your friends when you say Mogami? Does a buffer negate the need for that? Just curious, fellas. Keep up the good work. You guys are the Mount Rushmore of guitar-based products involving tone, podcasts, and involving tone and hashtag proliferation. The fourth person would be Richard Simmons, maybe. Signed, Roy Westenhousersmithton.
Is it sent from his iPhone again?
No, it doesn't say so.
It actually was. I just deleted it.
Was it?
Yeah,
he takes the time to do that. He's a very interesting fellow, that Roy Westenhousersmithton.
It's true.
I have been friends with Roy Westenhousersmithton since 1994.
Really?
So
Yeah.
all of Jake's life.
When were you born, Jake?
92.
Man, I was just joking, but now it's like I feel old.
You were born in 988.
86.
86. That's what I said. 86.
I think I remember 86.
We ever gonna open
Good
this
years.
bank vault?
What pink vault? Throw it up on the screen.
You don't know what I'm talking about when I say that, do you?
I do. There's nothing in it. It's supposed to be Al Capone's vault.
Yeah.
I'm not that old. We're not that much different in age. I just like.
Then why do you always make fun of me?
Because you're in your 30s.
If you're going to make fun of me for that, then you need to feel the wrath of the young guy burn.
I make fun of you for being fat too, but you're not really fat.
That's just hurtful.
I know. I'm sorry. I lash out.
Look, I've got.
I'm working on it. I'm working through some
Look,
stuff.
my wife's pregnant, due any minute.
I don't
Of course
make
I'm
fun
going to
of
gain
her.
some weight.
She's awesome.
I'm going to tell her she gained weight too. She gained more weight than I did. I'm telling her you
God,
called her
man.
fat.
Not once.
I'm going to text her.
Listen
right
back.
now. All right. So I'll give my quick opinion.
Do it.
My quick opinion is no one cares, no one knows. In a live situation, what he's saying in the audience. Because, I mean, the thing is, if it sounds dead to you, you're probably going to adjust on your amp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but do I think it's the best way to do it? No. I think the best way to do it is to have a buffer of some sort.
Yeah, I mean, I think once you use a buffer up front, you pretty much throw most of those characteristics of cables out the window.
Right. And the thing is, too, is to my ear, even if I'm using 50 feet, because we've talked about this 10,000 times, but I'm using at least 15 feet of cable to my pedal board, you know? And then I'm using probably another 15 feet through my board.
Between
Maybe,
cables
I don't know.
Going to the looper and then back.
Yeah,
and
because
then-
I use a looper, yeah. And then probably another 15 feet. So right there, you're 45 feet. That's, yeah. I go to resident math whiz. But 45 feet of cable.
Let's see, that's 30 plus carry the one.
Right. So what I
For
would
me,
like
80.
what I would like somebody to do is do a test, a three-way test. Number one, what it sounds like with just that 45 feet of cable. Number two, what it sounds like with good quality cable, 45 feet, and a buffer.
Mm-hmm.
And then three, ultra expensive cable, 45 feet with no buffer.
Plus the cheapest possible.
Well, right,
Like
yeah,
an
so
let's
yeah.
like use an extension cord
Actually.
and wire
Right.
some cables onto it and see what happens.
Right.
I read a study with that. They actually use
Coat hanger?
The coat hanger.
Come on.
Yeah. They use a very expensive brand of cable. I won't say any names, but it starts with Mon and ends with Stir. and like
Monster?
Monster cable, yeah.
See, I
Just-
did that?
See,
I
they
love that
put
drink.
two and two. They
They
put
make
that.
drinks, right?
Yeah, it was an extension cord in one and a coat hanger. And these quote unquote audiophiles, like 9 times out of 10, pick the coat hanger as the best sounding audio connection.
Yeah, and the other one time they couldn't tell a difference.
Yeah.
And that's why we're going to start coming out with our new line of coat
Coat
hanger
hangers.
cables.
Yeah,
Somebody will beat us to it. Don't say it.
it's funny.
So, what do you guys? What do you think about?
The awkwardness of the truth in that statement.
Go at it, nerds.
Nerd it up.
Well, Max, do you got any? Did you really?
Yeah, we need to go back to a replay of that. That hurt. I bet you could-
slow motion.
I bet you could see an arc. Come on, that hurt.
That would be cool.
I felt it on
Slow
my-
motion would be awesome.
Felt it
in
on
that.
my teeth. I need workman's comp.
Well, right before it happened, you were fired.
Am I rehired back?
Rehired
Okay,
now.
cool.
So,
What did all your construction bosses say? If you fall, you're fired on the way down.
fired before you hit the ground.
Yeah, fired before you hit the ground.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Only if someone tells on you.
Probably so was half. Never mind. Okay,
So-
here I'll set you up.
Okay.
Basically, what is your explain the impedance thing? You know what I mean? What
Sure.
a buffer actually does, what it restores, what's gone when you don't use it, and all that stuff.
So Jake, you're going to have to totally say, no, you got it. You're totally wrong. The sixth grade version of it is that without a buffer, the cable creates a low pass filter and takes off some highs. Some cables don't take off as much. With a buffer, it converts the high impedance to a low impedance, and so you really don't have that issue. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So what? As Travis does his selfie, what? How do electrons move differently through gold-plated versus copper or whatever?
Gold-plated versus copper. Well, copper is generally a much better conductor in general. So in your cable, no matter what cable you're using, it's going to be copper inside.
Right.
Whatever ends you have on it. So the transmission of your signal through your cable is going to be the same just about any
So
cable
you're
you
telling
use.
me that those 2 inches of gold plating aren't going to make a difference?
Like in the short run, not really. But the only benefits I can think of with gold-plated connectors is that they don't tarnish
So they don't
over
wear
time. So they don't
as
wear.
bad.
So gold ones will just stay gold through their lifetime unless you really wear them out.
And you could sell them to those guys spinning those signs.
That's true. In America, we have to explain that for our national audience.
Oh, yeah.
In America, there are people who sell, like you take gold watches or whatever, and they pay you money for your gold.
Cash for gold.
Yes, and so there's a guy that stands out on the side of the road that spins signs and does tricks. So you notice that there's a store there.
But
that
this
takes money
sign's
for
always
gold.
moving so damn fast if they're good at it that you don't even know what they're...
You
But
know,
they're
I wonder,
selling.
because you know those guys are staying out there for like 6 hours at a time or something.
Mhm.
Do you think they ever just get tired of dancing? I would be so tired of like moving around.
I think a lot of it's just the person that you... What's that word? but no, I think that's just the personality type of the person you hire. That'd be like me. Do you ever get tired of talking? No. No, I don't.
Gotcha.
See what I mean? So you hire Jake dances. He's like for real deal dances, like ballroom. He's like Fred Astaire, right?
Except I don't act.
But no, here's the thing. You're like a competitive dancer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Travolta.
Yeah, he is John Travolta.
But cooler.
Yeah, but way cooler.
He doesn't have a cowboy hat though.
Or
mean cowboy hat.
the chin. Yeah, right. But so yeah, that's man. You know what's the word I'm thinking of? Just extraordinary stuff about the gold plated.
It's always exciting.
Exciting.
I love it when we talk about how electrons.
Exhilarating. That's what I was gonna say. Exhilarating stuff.
Proud of you.
So what do you think about a buffer? What is a buffer doing exactly?
I think the biggest thing that a buffer will do is just convert your high impedance signal to a low impedance one, especially right out of the guitar, because your pickups are going to have an output impedance of anywhere from like 5 to 20 kilo ohms or something. Then you add a super long cable with impedance of its own, you could really mess up your tone just by not having a buffer, following that.
So any buffer, does it have to be a JFET buffer or an NPN buffer? Should it be op amp? Should it be 18 volts?
You probably don't need 18 volts just for your guitar signal unless you've got like pickups powered by a car battery.
Okay, so op amps versus discrete. What do you think?
It's discreet. Don't tell nobody.
Shh, quiet.
Do you think it makes a difference with it being transistor based? Or?
You can make a really bad transistor buffer and you can make a really good one. It depends on how you set it up.
Okay, so you've seen enough Boss schematics, for example. What do you think about those? I think most of them are they JFET or NPNs? I forget. I think they're mostly NPNs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Or maybe
no
some
idea.
JFET books. No, I mean.
I just know that they're transistors every time I look at them.
So,
Don't they look exactly the same?
No,
JFETs and NPNs?
No.
No, some of them do. You guys don't know.
So is it exactly 1-to-1? Is it exactly unity gain? Are you losing any volume with that type of buffer?
Yeah, with that kind of buffer, you're going to lose like maybe 1% of your signal, volume-wise anyways.
Really? So if you have two of those and one Boss pedal.
Two of those in one Boss pedal, then yeah, you could lose, 1 to 2% of your signal.
Wow.
That way.
What about versus op amp? Are you losing?
Op amp, you can get like completely unity gain with an op amp one.
Can you?
But so, a single Boss pedal on its own or 3 or 4 of them, not too big of an issue. If you have like 20 of them on your board and they're all just running, then yeah, I can see some issues.
Gotcha. Because electrons don't like Boss pedals.
Mm-mm.
Is that what you're saying? That you're basically calling out Boss pedals. Then is what you're
Unofficially,
Or
the electrons are.
saying.
The electrons are.
Electrons are.
I've got no horse in the game.
Stupid electrons.
No dog in the fight, if you will. Exhilarating stuff, gents.
Okay, now how would you guys like a podcast of 30 minutes of that? Seriously.
They'd love it, dude. They would. 'Cause they'd be like, oh, Brian's wearing that blue shirt again.
It's the pedal genius and the
Yeah.
pedal geniuser.
Yeah. Genius, sir. So, do you want to move on? I wasn't paying
Please.
any attention,
Please.
so I don't know.
What's
Sure. Thanks for your question, Roy.
Okay. Man, I've had a lot of coffee.
It's true.
I was telling I found my new diet. You know how I always have these new diets.
Yep.
I found my new diet. Max calls it the Mary Kate and Ashley diet, but basically, I found coffee. Thank you, Philippe. You ruined my life. But Philippe gave me some incredible beans.
From Caroline Guitar.
Yeah, from Caroline Guitar Company. That's great coffee. So I've become this coffee guy, and I drink so much coffee during the day that I forget to eat. I don't eat until like 5 p.m. and I'm not hungry.
If you chew nicotine gum, that's
So-
the Brian Wampler diet.
That is the Brian Wampler
Yeah.
diet.
It's coffee and
So,
nicotine
like-
gum.
Yep.
So like I forget to eat. And then I told Max, he's like, yeah, that's anorexia. We'll call that the Mary Kate and Ashley diet.
I've never once forgotten to eat.
It's true, man. If you drink enough coffee and chew enough nicotine gum, you will just forget. You just don't eat.
I'd probably kill
Yeah.
somebody.
You forget.
You'll probably
You
kill
drink Flies
someone. No, you won't because you'll forget. It's not a conscious decision.
I'll get hangry.
You'll get hangry. Yeah, your wife gets hangry.
I did too. That's
Yeah.
why we're a good couple.
That's why we're a good couple.
It's like, I'm getting pissy. I'm like, so am I. Let's go get some Oreos.
Dude, nice haircut.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you. It's going for the Jake Steffes look.
Remember-
That's cool.
I
I don't get the poof.
Roy Westenhousersmithton used to actually have a haircut like yours, and because he is a good friend of mine, I used to tell him he looked like Jimmy Neutron. I got a picture on my face page. Maybe I could get his permission and we could throw it up on the screen. I got a side-by-side comparison of Jimmy Neutron and then Roy Westenhousersmithton. It's awesome. But okay, so
Jake used to have purple. Was it no? You had
It was
red.
red.
Hair.
It was
wasn't
red.
Purple.
That's right. You had.
Yeah, when I first met
it
you.
wasn't like natural red. It was like.
yeah,
Red.
and you
It's
can't
awesome.
say dyed. You have to say colored.
It was
If you
awesome.
say
Can't say
dyed,
dyed.
you can't say dyed. The haircut people will get mad at you.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, dude, I tell you about this Wamplerism I had. Okay, Brian is the king of like, would you call them analogies?
Bad analogy.
Yeah,
Sure.
but very very useful analogies. So, okay, so I'm having this, and I'm probably gonna offend somebody, but that's their fault.
Right.
So,
If you weren't stupid, I wouldn't offend you.
yeah, but this lady I know, she cuts hair, and she was talking to me. She was like, you know, Luke Bryan is great. Luke Bryan is this. Luke Bryan is that. Right? And I was like, oh, that's great. You know, I said, I don't like his music. I don't think he's very good. You know, I think he's a great performer. But when it comes to singing, he's not very good. And she says, well, a lot of people think he's really good. I was like, well, of course they do, because he's a great performer. She's like, then why do everybody come and see his shows? I said, well, why do everybody go to Great Clips? And no, she said, why is he on the radio and everybody goes to his shows? I was like, why is Great Clips always on TV, and why did everybody go there?
Right.
And she got mad at me.
Yeah.
Hashtag truth hurts. So Luke Bryan is Great Clips.
In your opinion, we like Luke Bryan and his guitar players.
Sure.
Well, his guitar players are fantabulous.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Brent plays on some of his stuff actually.
Yeah, he does.
so.
I was talking to him about.
Awkward. Subject change.
What? That's not awkward. I'm allowed to like music, and I'm allowed to dislike music.
No, that's cool. I mean, I honestly don't care for many of his songs.
Right.
But-
Which now, see, I actually like some of his songs. I just don't like the performance on the songs.
I never watched the performance. Oh, you mean like his
Vocal performance, right?
Yeah, see,
But I
I'm
mean,
just
he's
waiting
doing
for
he's doing way better than I am.
I'm waiting for the guitar part anyway.
Exactly.
so
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just like forwarding through to like 2 minutes because I know somewhere.
Can
in
I
there
tell
there's gonna be
something? I
guitar
got to tell a story that makes you sound a little bit arrogant.
Me?
But yeah, but it was. You got to know, people, that it wasn't arrogance. It was a joke. But okay. So we're driving. We're in Cincinnati, and a Toby Keith song came on the radio. I can't remember which one. There's something about him on How Do You Like Me Now?
Okay.
Okay. And I said, man, I love that guitar tone on that opening lick. Brian looks at me and goes, you're welcome.
Yeah,
That was funny. No, that was great. That was awesome. But no. Great tone, though. Go back and listen to the song. Recently, I've made a comparison where I plugged my guitar direct into an amp and compared it with my usual sound going through the pedal board. I noticed that straight into the amp, the tone was way better. Obviously, I expected that the pedal board would suck out the tone a bit, but I didn't think the difference would be that drastic. 3 of my 6 pedals on my board have buffers built in, so I came to the thought that I might have too many buffers on my board and perhaps over-buffer. Is that a word? My signal. Is this possible? I have about 15 feet of cable and all my pedals are true bypass. I'd love to hear your thoughts on my issue. Best regards, Max.
Except for the 6 that have buffers.
Yeah, did we kind of touch on that?
Well, we did. I mean, that kind of goes back to what Jake was talking about. If you're losing 1% through one of those little nasty JFET type buffers or whatever, I think if I recall right, because the flip-flop circuit, there's usually a buffer in a Boss pedal. Then it does like the flip-flop things, and you go through some JFET switches, and then you have another buffer at the tail end. So that's 2 in one Boss pedal. So if you have, what do you say, 6 of them? 6 of my pedals have buffers built in. So you have 12 of those. So you're losing 12% of your signal there.
Yeah, but you take into account that that's just volume on its own. That's not like 12% of tone. That's 12% volume. And you make that up in a lot of other active stages in the pedal, you know? Like you'll have a gain stage that boosts the level up, and then you roll it off with a little volume pot.
But I mean, if they're all turned off.
Yeah, if they're all turned off.
If they're all turned off, then you're using 12-ish percent.
Ish, yeah.
So basically what you would do in that situation, I guess, is probably use a booster at the tail end and boost that signal back up. You'd get more noise. But that's the only way I would know if you're going to use a bunch of Boss pedals to really...
Yeah, and it depends on the buffers that they're using.
Yeah. I think they're either NPNs or they're JFET based. Right, Travis?
JFET, yeah.
They look the same. They all look the same. JFETs and NPNs look the same. Throw it up on the screen.
Wait, you mean? Are you talking about schematically, or are you talking?
No,
about
like
parts?
physically.
Oh, physically?
Oh, physically.
Yeah, of course they look the same.
I'm talking about real stuff, cuz.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about piece of paper
No, we're
stuff.
talking about imaginary stuff. This is nerd
see?
talk.
I'm
talking little schematic symbols.
All right, if you hold an NPN and you hold a JFET, and you go to a guy like me and you say which is which, I don't know.
I'll go one step further. There's some power regulators that look like NPNs.
Do they all have 3 legs?
Yeah.
See?
Not all, but so those.
And they all look like half a circle, kind of?
It's called a TO92 package.
You just put them
Right.
It's
Yes,
the
I actually know
packaging.
that. I actually know that from buying some on Mauser one time. Come on.
I just put them in the cups and be like, which one?
Right? Man, this is bufftastic. Hashtag bufftastic.
Hashtag buffed.
We're gonna call the title of this "Buffers, Buffers, and More Buffers."
In the buff.
Buffers explained. But no, Brian likes to put
Buffers
how
on
to
baffle?
and everything. So it'll be like how to buffers and explained. I'm just gonna everyone. You know how like you remember the show Friends? Never mind. You remember the show Friends?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, every episode was
Jennifer
started.
Aniston.
Yeah. Oh. You know she's 50, still hotter than a
Still
trash fire.
Beautiful.
It's not fair.
Hotter than hotter than a tire fire. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
That's
You know
hot.
what's weird is when my son says Jennifer Aniston is beautiful.
Why wouldn't they?
But yeah.
Because I'm like, dude, she's like older than your mom and stepmom.
Yeah. She could be your mom.
No,
Lucky.
it's not that old.
That's just awkward. Wait, no, that means she did.
I lost my train of thought because you guys got me there.
Buffers Unbaffled. It's a great blog. Check it out, everyone.
No, oh yeah, on Friends.
Yeah, on
you know how every episode starts the one where. Did you know this? Did you
Yes.
know
Yeah.
this? Okay, every Chasing Tone podcast now is going to be how to. How to get Brian to talk about buffers. Right? Or like I forget what the one that came out today is called. Other than jacked up video.
Other than
How to bore the audience.
Other than why did the video guy get bored while editing?
Yeah, right.
Is Bob asleep?
Not Bob.
I like
It was Nevin.
I do like what Kathy calls it, because I had it real bad when I was 18 years old.
What's that?
Senioritis.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's not what I call it.
I don't think I did any homework that whole year.
That was my whole high school.
You
Homework's
finished
for
high school in
suckers.
1 year.
No, I just didn't do anything like all 4 years.
It worked out for you. High school's for suckers, apparently.
I mean,
Remember that, kids.
the only thing I
Stand
used from
drugs, don't do school.
the only thing I learned from high school was how to type, and
And now nobody knows. Do they teach that anymore?
Yeah.
You were in high school like 3 years ago, right?
Hey,
4 years ago?
5.
5. Oh, huge jump. Huge jump.
Big deal.
Big deal.
I also learned I'm not good with the ladies.
I could have saved you some time there, Brian.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just joking.
No, I think 5 years ago they were teaching how to use like dictation software. It was still really bad though.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
I don't understand why Siri does not know how to say freaking plexi drive.
Hashtag home row. Right? Yeah, yeah. Old people are like, I remember the home row, dude. Dude, Siri doesn't.
ASDFJKL.
Yeah, right. But it's so funny because Siri doesn't know how to say pedal. It always says either like pedal, as in like go pedal your bullcrap somewhere else, or
petal like rose petal.
Or pedal, yeah, rose pedal.
Do you guys actually know why computer keyboards laid out in QWERTY? Brian's old. He might know this.
I've read it. I forget.
Back when they had typewriters, if you type too fast, they get jammed up. So they mix around all the letters so you wouldn't type as fast. So your hammers wouldn't get jammed.
Really?
When they make computers, they just continue the keyboard over.
Huh.
Yep. That's they used to be in alphabetical order. Then people were typing.
See, what I heard was like now you can tell which products were made by non-English speaking companies. Like if you go to cable on your cable box and you try to search a program, it's all in alphabetical order. It's because it wasn't made by an American. The program wasn't written by an American. So I don't know if that's true or not.
You heard wrong. I'm right.
Yeah, probably.
I'm sorry.
You do know all this stuff. Like Max knows all the stuff no one should ever need to know. Like, you know, for instance,
there's no reason to know.
He'd be perfect on like Jeopardy or something.
Yes. But like
the TV show.
The word posh. You know, the word posh. He knows where that came from.
It's true.
Yeah.
Port outside, starboard home. It's when you use a sail, you know, the fancy seats, you'd have port outside, you know, outside spot in the window, then coming home you'd have starboard home. Posh. So the only rich people can afford those, so you're very posh.
Isn't that crazy? He knows it. But the thing is he knows all of these. Like,
yeah, that's true.
That's why we need to go back to the segment of Max answers your questions. And he'll do it without research.
Fun with facts, Max Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Today we'll be discussing loose cannon, its origins.
But seriously, like I'll learn something and I'll think I'm like, oh, I'm going to save that one. I'm going to say it. And I'll get around Max and I'll be like, actually, in 1846 is when I came. You're right. That is the popular connotation now, but pre that. It's like, how do you know this
Thanks
stuff?
for telling me that, Max. I'll never use it ever again.
Yeah. It's all kinds of stuff like that.
It's
Hashtag Posh Spice. She was the hot one.
It's true.
Did you say she was the hot one?
Yeah. She was. Isn't she the one that married David Beckham?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think so.
Come on.
No, are those
you guys need
Spice?
to know your Spice Girls.
See, Spice Girls is his band in the 90s.
What? You're using the word band very loosely.
There's a group of individuals that kind of sang with autotune.
But, okay, we got way too off track, but I think,
really?
yeah, right?
We did?
Maybe, should we do another one with Jake? We got enough nerd talk here, don't we?
This is awesome. If you divide.
Or would you want to make this a longer one?
No, I do too.
All right, cool. So, if you guys have any questions or comments, or especially, man, we need more questions, especially like the nerd stuff, because I just can't contribute. You know,
it's true.
like for instance, you called me yesterday and asked me some questions about a pedal, and I was like, wait a minute, Brian and Jake are asking me questions?
Was Univibe based?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's because you're like.
I've played about 50 of them.
Yeah, you're the king of Univibes.
I've played like 50 of them. And I made my wife mad the other day. I was like, you realize I'm going to buy one day, right? And this is after I just bought a Plexi. So she's like mad at me, but I told her not for a while. I told her not for at least 60 days.
I'll wait till the baby's born first.
Yeah. Yes. By the way, she actually just texted me and said the doctor said the baby can come anytime.
Awesome.
No, that's not awesome. We have nothing done.
Nah, figure it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, we do have a bassinet, so basically we'll just stash her in there while we do this stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Just stash her in there. Get a water gerbil feeder in a litter box. Come on.
Why are there newspapers everywhere?
So if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section below here on the YouTubes. Check us out on Facebook, Chasing Tone Podcast, Insta pages, Chasing Tone Podcast, also on the Wampler Pedals stuff. You guys put it there. Am I forgetting anything else? Leave us a review on iTunes. A good review on iTunes. Just, you know what? Don't even leave us a review on it. No, I'm joking.
Unless it's good, keep it to yourself.
Yeah. All right. I'm Travis.
I'm Max.
Brian.
Jake.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening.
Jeffrey out.